amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visitors here, the Cowboys, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out.
And they'll be led out by the 2nd overall pick from BYU, now in his 2nd season, Zach Wilson.
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
Wilson going to come out throwing.
And right away, he lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. So how's that for an interesting way to start this ball game?
First drive of the game, and you go backwards all the way into your own end zone?
Guess it kind of makes you wonder what else we might have in store here in this one. Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here.
On the return is Cohen. So out come the Cowboys under head coach Mike McCarthy. They'll be led out by Deshaun Watson. Of course, he won a national title at Clemson and already has 3 Pro Bowls under his belt in the National Football League.
And it felt like it watching the game tape. He got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it because they ran the ball some. They threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
Got a man over the middle, and it's complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 38.
First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. Down at the 35, it'll be 2nd down. The numbers on the ground for Walker a week ago.
Pretty good as he found himself in the end zone on 2 separate occasions.
And those are the most important numbers because no matter what you pile up prior to the goal line, getting in is all that matters. Putting those numbers up on the board, and they love them when they're 6s.
And a short gain down to about the 33.
On 3rd down, here's Walker.
And not much running room. Down to the 32. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage. There's just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a 4th down. Here we go on 4th. Watson. Able to haul it in is Kittle.
And he is going to have the Cowboys' 1st down as that'll be a gain of 15 on 4th. Walker now on 1st and 10.
And he'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 14-yard line.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Watson. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Watson going to try and run it. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Deshaun Watson with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by Mevis is up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game.
Vikings nothing.
They're ready to kick it off. Here's Mevis. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And last time they surrendered the safety, we know they don't want to do that again.
That is just one of those oddities in scoring that we get, and it's just so strange to see that go up on the board, and then you got to make sure that that doesn't happen to your team again. They've got to take care of the ball.
But boy, it juices up the defense.
Oh, without a doubt. That's a great way to score some points.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. First carry for the former Oklahoma Sooner, Joe Mixon. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd down.
They go play action now. Wilson. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 41. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the 1st down. After 1, it's 9-0. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now Wilson. James has got it, complete. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And it's a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about this training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away. Here's Wilson to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Mix it up the middle. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Joe Mixon with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are back within a score. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead is down to 2. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it all culminated in the touchdown run coming from Joe Mixon. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right?
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Mixon with a first down carry. He'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
They'll stay on the ground, Mixon again. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, first and goal. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
And as a former defender, I can tell you with certainty, those are the ones that have you losing sleep at night. I would not like to be in that film room on Tuesday going over that one. Just a pretty poor effort defensively, and it leads to a big play.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. Here's Wilson. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
On third and goal, Wilson steps away to his left. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here. Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they take the lead here by a point, 10-9. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The time to get another look at this Cowboys offense. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Watson's throw pulled in by Kittle.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. Now a draw play. It's Walker. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Back to throw, Watson. This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Watson. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
They asked him to take charge and get them to a spot where they could at least attempt a kick before the half, and he does just that. Didn't trust what he saw downfield, so he took it upon himself to get them into field goal range using his legs. That's coming through with a play they needed in a big spot.
On first down, it's Watson. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone.
And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. On second down, it's Walker.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted.
Derwin James with a pick.
And the Vikings are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Final 24 seconds of the first half as they come up here first and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. They'll set up the screen here to mix him. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. Well, out of the locker rooms here they come. Their first drive of the third quarter. And Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went in at the half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Backed up here. Tough spot. Needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down.
And that's well executed there on third down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone. that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. To throw is Watson. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
A gain of 12.
It's a gain of 12, and the Cowboys pick up the 1st.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. 17 yards on the play there, and the Cowboys have a 1st down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the 1st half. He's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big 2nd half.
On the counter, it's Walker. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Kenneth Walker, a 21-yard touchdown run. And the Cowboys have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Well, they've done a pretty good job keeping him in check to that point, but he finally breaks off a nice run here and gets into the end zone.
And it just takes one, doesn't it, partner? That can undo a lot of good work that a defense has done to that point. You break off one right there, and everything suddenly looks bad for you.
They're ready to kick it off. Here's Mevis. From a yard or two deep, here comes the return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And Charles, it feels like we're set up for a good 2nd half here. Came out of the locker room, 1-score game. Now the lead has already changed hands. Well, this offense, they've got an opportunity right now to take that lead right back.
Yeah, and it feels like you're going back and forth almost a little bit like a tennis match, right? And we're just, our heads just keep moving. Which side has it? Which side's going to score? How are they going to go out doing it? A little bit of a challenge for each side, trying to match each other.
Now he dumps this off over the middle. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it makes it 3rd down and 2 yards to go. They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage, but it's not just the low man winning, it's the low man who's winning with some force, and they had that to pick up the 1st down.
Barely picking it up, but they did. Finding room at midfield. Look at the big man rumble, and he's going to be ridden out of bounds down inside the 25. A big play there for Minnesota. 44 yards. They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. That's going to be caught by Judy. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 15-yard line.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson. Wide open receiver, complete. Touchdown. Richie James, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have tied the ball game with a chance to go ahead now in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good, and that will put them on top here in the 3rd.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
They had seized the lead there for a little bit with a starting drive in the third quarter, but a moment ago the touchdown that puts them back behind.
So their defense is under siege a little bit right now because they have not able to solve their opponents. So they've got to keep hammering away on offense and try and win this one in what appears to be a shootout.
And he is going to lose yardage here. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we play three quarters. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. The offense on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Desperation time, Watson on 4th down.
And now Watson throws another interception.
Picked off by Micah Hyde.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
I'm not sure I'm absolutely crazy about that play call there. I mean, it's only a one-score game, so is it really time to go bombs away and try and make a big play? I think you can take some underneath stuff and still move it downfield.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now Wilson. Left side caught by Diggs.
Down inside the 10.
Touchdown, Vikings. Stephon Diggs. 30 yards.
And the Vikings get an important score there to extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that will ensure that it will take a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie it. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Taking it about the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field.
Still plenty of time here in the 4th quarter. Just a one-possession game, down 8. They'll be looking for the touchdown and 2-point conversion. A field goal here on this drive does very little at this stage.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Watson now to throw.
Quick slant here to Smith. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Watson.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Up the middle, here's Walker. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Back to Walker on 1st down.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12.
66 yards rushing for him now as his fine rookie season continues.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
And Walker once more.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Here's Walker. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. Watson trying to get his guys moving. Watson to throw. This is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys. A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Cowboys have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th. Watson. And he's going to get into the end zone. The 2-point conversion successful. And we've got ourselves a tie football game. Nothing separating these two sides. 24 all our score as he sends this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. And now out comes Minnesota. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. 1st down now with that clock rolling. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Dallas offense set for this next drive. They need to get this around the 40 on the other side to get into field goal range. Look at the clock, a decent amount of time here in a tie game. What do?
No panic situation at all. They've got to get a couple of chunk plays, pick up nice bits of yardage.
Target the sidelines.
Target the sidelines because you want to get out of bounds and make sure that clock stops. Because if the clock stays running, that makes things that much tougher for you. It can always bleed out on you.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Here's Watson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Again, it's Mixon. And for a 2nd straight play, that Cowboy defense gets him to the ground behind the line of scrimmage. The Cowboys going to use their 2nd timeout now, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. So they'll try to move the ball closer here on 3rd down. A field goal from this spot would be just inside of 60 yards, 59 to be exact. Inside handoff to Mixon. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And that is no good. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th.
And this is a commentary in today's kickers. And just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They need to get this around the 40 to have a chance to win it in regulation. From the 40, it's a 57-yard field goal, so that gives you a gauge.
And all they're trying to do now is pick up yardage in good chunks and get out of bounds to stop the clock. If they end up running a play and get tackled in bounds, they're worried the clock may...
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Steven Nelson. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. I get and appreciate that they wanted to go for the win, not play for overtime, but that's the cost right there.
Not so sure their fans feel the same way as you when they just watch that ball get picked and taken the other way, and now they're down 6. Looks like it's going to be a loss for them. An absolute catastrophe when they tried to be aggressive.
Takes it at the 7. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Dallas offense set for this next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. One last throw here for Watson. He's going to let it fly. Well, he forces one there. It's a potential dagger as it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into a